What's good, everybody? We back with another day of football, or day four football with my guy Five Star, and we got the divisional round, so it's go time. It's time to really make some money here. Five Star, you gave us some nice ones last week. Um, how's everything been with you, bro?
I'm good, bro. Blessed about to come down there and kick it with you a little bit. Wife's birthday on Martin Luther King Day, so uh, you know, have a good time. That's what about to do.
Yeah,
Make money on these games and kick it and spend a little bit of these profits.
yeah, they're gonna pay for the weekend. The books are
Yes,
so.
sir.
We're gonna get to it. We got what, four games? Only four left. Um, we'll start. We'll start in rotation order. We'll go like that. So
All right,
first
let's do
up,
it.
man, Texans and Chiefs opened up -7.5 for the Chiefs. Mostly see 8.5 out there right now, but at a very sharp book, they putting it at -10 at plus money. They tired of taking those Chiefs teasers. I guess that's what they'll mean. They said no more teasing them down to just win the game.
Yeah,
Um, total, I think this, yeah, it's the lowest total of the weekend at 41.5. Damn, that, I mean, for two of the quarterbacks I like the most, CJ and Mahomes, that seems awful low. But both of these defenses are good too. Um, these my dogs, man. CJ, I hate it had to be you, bro, but I'm rolling with the Chiefs this week. What you think, Five Star?
man, I'm gonna try to look towards some of the props on this game, but I gotta take the Texans with 9 just because of the public, man. There's so much negative commentary on the Texans and disrespect for their locker room, disrespect for the players. They have no chance. I'm sure Vegas wants the Texans to win money line, but I doubt that happens because the league doesn't want them to win money line. They're gonna want Kansas City in there. But as far as on a betting aspect with the game starting off with us getting 9 points, I gotta go with the defense, man. We've seen that the Texans have really good game plans going into these games. The bigger the games, the better the defensive game plan. And I want you to look back at the season at what the Texans defense has done to elite quarterbacks. The only quarterback who had a decent game against them was Mahomes, but that was a couple weeks ago. And I also think that D'Amico Ryans is sharp enough to he kept a lot of stuff tucked. He didn't show the looks that they're about to show them this game. I do like Will Anderson to be effective this game. We've seen that the Kansas City offensive line isn't what it used to be. So I think that he gets a sack at -117. You have to double Danielle Hunter. Like, it's no way around it. If they don't double Danielle Hunter, Mahomes might not make it through the game because Danielle Hunter, he's hitting at a different type of strength and power than Will Anderson. Will Anderson's speed trying to get to the ground. Daniel Hunter's trying to send you to the hospital. So I think that they'll be double teaming Daniel Hunter, and we'll see Will Anderson with a sack. I also like Xavier Hudson to step up and go over 1.5 receptions on this game because he had a big reception last week. They kind of really got things going right before halftime when CJ muffed the snap and scrambled and ended up hitting him for a 34-yard play. And that kind of woke CJ up and got him back into his mode again. And I hope it carries over to this game. But Hutchinson is a good receiver. He was really good in college at Iowa State with Brock Purdy. I think that he steps up. I don't trust Mitch at all. I just don't trust him, man. He's not shown to be reliable, and I think that CJ also has given him plenty chances during the season, and every time he gives him a chance, he kind of comes up short, whether it's a drop ball, whether it's a fumble. So I think Hudson is bigger in the game plan this week. Also, Robert Woods was hurt. He did not play practice all week. Eric Murray, the safety who had the pick six against the Chargers, he's had 10 tackles last week against the Chargers. He had 12 tackles the first time these teams met. He had 14 tackles against Baltimore. He's at a low number. He's at 6.5 on tackles plus assists. I like him to go over that simply on the fact that we know the weakness of the Texans defense is the linebacker. So Eric Murray has to clean up a lot of the mistakes from the linebacker crew, come up, make tackles, and we know Kelsey's going to get a lot of passes. He'll be covering him. So I think that Murray can go over 6.5 assists plus tackles plus assists, excuse me. Also, both kickers. It's going to be a field goal game. Going to be a lot of red zone stops, a lot of crossing the 50 and kind of bogging down. So I like over 1.5 field goals for Fairbarn. Again, we wrote that last week and were able to cash it. He's hit 14 of 18 games over 1.5 field goals. Booker's coming back. Booker's a long distance kicker, so you got to always factor him in getting a kick before half and one just during the regular play of the game. So give me Booker at minus 180 going over 1.5 kicks. So those are what I'm going to concentrate on. The props. As far as inside, I got to play the Texans. It won't be a big play for me because I don't like betting on my teams, especially getting your heart out and now you lose twice. You lost the game and you lost your money. So I won't be invested heavily, but I do think the Texans will come to play. I think that Bobby Slowick showed last week that he had some things tucked, including the quick passing game. Looked really good in the second half for the Texans. Joe Mixon was beat up, so they will be throwing the ball. So keep an eye on Nico Collins going over 81 yards receiving as well.
A lot of different stuff to look at there. I also think, the way that defensive line looks for the Texans could maybe get CJ carries or something or rushing yards. Like he might have
Rush.
to get out of there.
Yeah.
Uh, that's kind of how I'm viewing it. But
I like that too,
personally,
Skee. He did tuck the ball. He showed it was a little success to that, and also kind of got them going by him scrambling last week. So I've heard that they've been telling him on the sidelines more like, man, be aggressive. The linebackers turn their head, take off. So I can see that definitely some scrambling from CJ this week.
yeah, I'm gonna look for a number on those on CJ carries or rushing and see which one I could do. Um, Personally, I teased the Chiefs down to 1.5 early,
Like
so
that.
we both can win this game.
Did you take the under as well with that tease or just straight?
No, I teased it with another game.
Okay, got you.
So next we have, and this is an interesting game: Commanders and Lions. Lions open 10.5. I think it went down to 8.5, but now consensus is 9.5. And the total, highest total on the board, sitting at 55.5. I mean, my thought process when I look at these two 5-star is one. I mean, initially I like to think Jaden Daniels is kind of proving himself a little bit here. Uh, Getting this many points is kind of appealing, but at the same time, the Commander run defense, I think they kind of ass, and the
Yeah.
Lions should be able to destroy him. So maybe the over. I don't know what to do with the side. Do you?
Yeah, I played the Commanders pretty big. That's the biggest play I had this weekend. I took them at 10. You're right. The Lions have a huge advantage with the offensive line and running the ball. David Montgomery's back. But is Ben Johnson patient enough to highlight only the running game? Will he just say, like they did when the weather made them in Green Bay, where they ran the ball one whole series and went down the field? I don't think so. I think he's going to get itching a little bit. And he's been on all these head coaching interviews, him and Aaron Glenn. I think he's going to be itching to kind of show some of his little plays and stuff. And he'll get away from the run. And when he does that, that'll give Dan Quinn and that Commanders defense an opportunity to make some plays. Dan Quinn, I've talked about him on the show before Washington even became, a playoff team. Think about what we talked about. We talked about Dan Quinn and how good a hire it was. We talked about early in like September about the fact that everyone overlooks that he was the key to the Cowboys team being good because he was the DC. He was the key to Seattle being good. He was the DC for the Legion of Boom. He also was the head coach for the Atlanta Falcons when they went to the Super Bowl with a very similar team he has now. A lot of offense, not many names on defense, but he was able to do patchwork and also scheme those guys into getting into the Super Bowl. And they had a 28-3 lead on Brady before they blew it. I think that Dan Quinn, off of just schematics alone, will be able to keep this game close. I think he's a really smart coach, man. And I think that his guys rally around him and play really hard for him, just like the guy on the other side of the field. When you see, I think they're friends, matter of fact. If you see Dan Campbell, it's the same thing you're seeing in Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn just doesn't get all of the praise because this is his first year getting there, but they're the same type of guys where guys will run through the wall for them. So I think that the Commanders are going to come to shock the world this game. I don't think they necessarily win straight out, but I do think that they can keep it within the number. How can I go against Jaden Daniels getting 10 points when he didn't punt last week? He broke a record as being a quarterback with I want to say, the most games without punting the ball. He's already ahead of Elway, Montana, Steve Young, all these great guys, Brett Favre. None of them have had as many quarters without punting the ball as Jaden Daniels has on offense. So that's something to look at. Him and Cliff Kingsbury are really clicking. Another thing to factor in, Daniels has been really clutch at the end of the game, so we can get a backdoor. He has a 72% completion percentage in the fourth quarter and has 12 touchdowns in fourth quarter and overtime. He also led 5 comeback wins this year. So I'm not laying 10 points against Jaden Daniels in that offense. I feel like him and Terry McLaurin have a lot of heart. The Lions this year have not been that good late on defense, especially since the injuries. In the second half, their pass rush slows down, and we've seen before that their defensive backs can be beat. They're number one scoring offense, but what about the defense? Besides the Minnesota game, they've been ass. Last week they looked pretty good, but before that, look at the 4 games before that. Also, another thing to factor: who's the only dual threat quarterback that Detroit played this year? Josh Allen. He dropped 48 on him. He went crazy on him. They have not played a lot of guys like Jaden Daniels who can threaten them with the arm and with the legs. So I think that we're overvaluing the Detroit defense because how they looked against Sam Darnold, who's going to just stay in the pocket and throw the ball. This is a completely different offense that Cliff Kingsbury and Jaden Daniels are going to come in there with. And I think that they're going to be able to keep this game close. So me personally, I'm on the Commanders pretty big, +10. I just think that 10 points is too much to give a coach with so much experience and a quarterback that has shown himself to be really clutch.
Good breakdown. That Lions defense, I feel like has been getting hurt throughout the year too.
Yeah.
Um, so do think Commanders can hang in there. Let's keep going down the list. We got 2 more games. Rams and Eagles. Opened up Eagles -5. Looks like -6. Total dropped a little bit, about a half point to 43.5. As far as, well, I'll say this. I Before the playoffs started, my thought was like, I think the Rams can come out the NFC, and they beat the Vikings easily. Like the Rams, that defense been balling for
Yes.
weeks, and they healthy. They got, on offense, got all their weapons. So I kind of feel like they can, if their defense playing like that, they can compete with anybody. What I don't like is I feel like it's supposed to be some kind of weather conditions, and I don't think Stafford has been that good in those kind of situations. So, do you see the Rams like I do? Do you think the weather will bother Stafford? How you viewing this game?
Yeah, I completely agree with you that the Rams are really good and that they've been so undervalued on defense quietly. They're setting themselves up to have one of the most dominant defenses moving forward because there's a lot of rookies on that defense led by Jared Verse, who's a really good player, man. He was so good at Florida State last year and before that at James Madison. So I've been following him a long time, and I know what type of record he is when it comes to destroying offensive game plans. You said the weather, man, it's got to be a factor. You got Matt, the quarterback for the Rams, coming in, man, with like no outdoor play his whole career. He's never been in a team that plays outdoors. He started with Detroit, you know,
Hmm.
and then after he left Detroit, he went over there and joined the Rams, and they're still playing in the dome. So I don't know how Matt Stafford is going to look, in this type of weather. But I do know that Coach McVay is really smart. And a lot of people think that the Rams are flashy because their uniforms and the history of the franchise has always been like putting up points. But as you said, McVay's kind of become more of a defensive guy this year, like playing towards the defense. Kyron Williams scores every game. That's my favorite play on this one. He's only at minus, I think, 120. This one, that's the lowest he's been all season to score a touchdown since he's been on his run. That guy's a touchdown maker. He scored 8 of the last 10 games, and don't one of them didn't count because he didn't play. So 8 out of 9 games that he's played, he's got in the end zone, and I think he will again in this game. This is the toughest game for me to handicap, honestly, man. You got so many things to look at. One, Sean McVay's a much better coach than Nick Caserio, but Nick Caserio has a really good offensive coordinator and a really good defensive coordinator that he's going to lean into. So he's not going to be really much of a factor besides, game decisions when it comes to like punting and things like that. And we've seen from the tush push, you can't get him off the field if it's short yardage. So that's one thing to factor in. Puka Nakua, Do we see finally a Cooper Cup showing? Because we know that the Eagles are going to try to take away Puka Nacua. Also, the Eagles have a young defensive backfield. They're playmakers, but they are young, so McVay can make some things happen. But with the weather, with both teams playing so good on defense, I'm not a total guy, and you know that spread, but I got to look at the under on this one. Everything to me screams the under on this. Philadelphia is 7-3 to the under. The Rams are 6-4 to the under. But as you said, the most important thing about this Rams defense since December the 12th, they gave up 42 points against Buffalo, and they've turned the corner ever since then. They gave up 6 points at the 49ers, 9 points at the Jets, 9 points against Arizona, didn't play their starters, anyone against Seattle, 9 points against the Vikings, and the guy to have it, go home, win or go home game. I like what the Rams are doing. I think that Coach Shula, their defensive coordinator, who's the grandson of the great Don Shula, is a really good coach, and I think he's going to have those kids ready to play and compete. And we know that Vic Fangio is a good coach. I think points are going to be at a premium in this game. They're going to be really hard to come by, just because the Rams are so well coached. They'll be schemed up to slow down Saquon Barkley, and they're going to make Jalen Hurts have to drop back and throw the ball in the cold and beat them. And even though he plays for Philadelphia, Jalen Hurts is from Houston, played Alabama, Oklahoma. He hasn't dealt with a lot of weather either. So I'm going under on this game. Once again, I'm probably not going to play it, just my lean, because I don't play totals, but I would say that this one would probably go under.
All right. Last game on the slate. A good one. A real good one. Baltimore and Buffalo.
Yep.
Opened up Buffalo -1. It quickly flipped to Baltimore -1. And anywhere, I mean, -1 or 1.5 is what we're looking at right now on the Ravens side. As far as the total, open 51.5, and not much movement, surprisingly. First thing I'm gonna say before I get lost in this game is I would think it's more, well, the weather could be a concern, but if it's no weather concerns, I would think this is more of an over game. Um, I feel like in theory, Ravens, if the box is not stacked, Ravens should be able to run on the Bills. And although Ravens' pass defense might have looked a little bit better lately, I still don't think they're that good. And I think Josh Allen can score through the air. So I kind of do think over. Um, Outside of that, it's no secret around these parts, man. I'm going for the Bills. I'm going against the Ravens, however you want to look at it. It's just most viable until playoffs. I know he looked good last week, but he's facing a little bit of a different challenge this week. We'll see. MVP versus MVP candidates. Who gets the job done? 5-star.
Well, we're sports bettors, and sports bettors deal with data. We don't have emotions involved in this. So, with me not having any emotions and running my system, Baltimore should win this game pretty easily. Buffalo's really highly overrated, man. It's a lot to do with the media and their love for Josh Allen. All you have to do is look at their team and look at their stats. They're not good at stopping the run. Their biggest defensive lineman is 280 pounds. And we're in a game where you're dealing with a Baltimore team that's one of the best offensive teams that's played football in the last century. Like when you look at the numbers that the Ravens have put up running the ball, it's really no comparison in the league, man. They're leaving everyone at number one in total yards offense, number one yards per play, number one rush yards, number one yards per rush, and then passing the ball, number one completion percentage, number one yards per attempt, number one QB rating. Lamar's the top rated quarterback in the league. I'm think that the books are playing everybody. They're putting out all this media information. They got everybody in love with Josh Allen, but you got to play more than just Josh Allen versus Lamar. Now we get to why has Josh Allen been effective this year? The reason he's protected the ball this year is James Cook. James Cook had 16 rushing touchdowns, just like Derrick Henry does. He's had a hell of a year, but no one pays attention to him because they're so busy talking about Josh Allen. How does James Cook run the ball on this Ravens defense? They're number one. So both these teams won last week and established their dominance over these teams that they played last week by establishing the run game. You can look at the Buffalo game. Josh Allen didn't get to go until the end of the game. They were running the ball, and that's how they were controlling the ball against Denver. And they've been like that all year. They cut down his opportunities. That's cut down his interceptions and his mistakes. I don't think that they're going to be able to run the ball on the Ravens. So now we need hero ball from Josh Allen, and I'm going to always take a better team than a better player, because you got a really good team with an all-world quarterback against a team that's with an all-world quarterback. So I like the good team more than I like the team that's just okay but has a great quarterback, because both the quarterbacks are great. It'd be different if Josh Allen was playing a bum on the other side with a good team. He's playing Lamar Jackson. So I don't see how Buffalo stops the run in this game. I think that unless they start calling a million holder penalties, the Ravens going to run the ball down their throat. I mean, Baltimore, as I said, one of the top offensive ever. And then you look at the defense for Buffalo, the middle of the pack on the run, and they suck against the pass. They're like bottom ranked. They allow the highest completion percentage, the most completions, 20th in yards per attempt. Like, I don't see a path to victory. I've tried. I just talked to spread. Everyone wants the Bills just to win. But if you go by the numbers and the teams matching up, and they played earlier this year, and it wasn't even close. So I just think in a win or go home, all the stuff that they're talking about, Lamar, they're gonna need the refs to beat Lamar and the Ravens. If the refs on the Bills side, they'll get it done. If they're not, they might get mowed. This might not even be a close game, bro. The Ravens are that much better than them if you go by film and you go by the stats. Simple as that. And that's what I use when I'm betting sports. Because, as you know, I'm not a huge Lamar guy. I'm not a huge Josh Allen guy. I don't care about either one of them. I just care about winning money. And when I run this game through my system, it says Baltimore should win by 6.
Yeah, well, we're going to have a little discussion here. I guess it's my turn now.
Yeah.
Last time they played, the Bills are missing a few important defensive players. And all of those guys will be back
DeMar
in this
Hamlin?
game. It's a few guys. I can't name them off the top of my head. It's not DeMar Hamlin at all. It's one guy who leads the team in tackles. It's another guy. It's a few.
Mike Milano, who
it's like 3 guys.
Who's going to have to read Lamar and Derrick Henry and make a decision.
Hey, man, I'm going to tell you like this. You can say, you look at data, you're looking at all this stuff, whatever. I'm using my eyes. And my eyes tell me that.
Your eyes should say Baltimore then. They've been way better than them.
My eyes tell me.
No, your heart. Your heart is saying
I've been watching Lamar his whole career.
With your heart, Skee.
He looks good for 17 weeks. And then when those 17 weeks are over, he goes to look exactly how he looks every single time. Most valuable until playoffs. He will be missing Zay Flowers in this game. You can't even trust them dudes on Baltimore to catch the ball. He can get it to him. They're not even going to catch the ball.
Tight ends he can trust. He's throwing to the same people Josh Allen's going to throw to, the tight ends. They both will be throwing to their 2 tight ends.
Oh, man.
Who is Josh Allen throwing to on the outside that you trust?
It don't matter. Josh Allen get the job done. Josh Allen got less talent. He got less talent. He got a better record. Josh Allen beat Lamar in the playoffs.
Won shit.
He beat Lamar in the playoffs.
Man, he ain't won nothing. Y'all
he beat Lamar in the playoffs, didn't he?
Y'all love pumping up him and Herbert. Did he not? Bro, and they both booty. They don't do nothing.
What has Lamar won? Lamar hasn't won a damn thing besides the regular season. Right,
but let's judge them both the same. You can't use that as the reason why I'm going against Lamar. Like Josh Allen has had such a better career.
I didn't even get to finish. I didn't even get to finish.
Okay.
The defense is going to be better. Lamar got nobody you could trust to catch the ball to throw to. Josh Allen, the weakness of the Ravens defense is the pass. You got Josh Allen, the one-man army. He could do it all. It don't matter who's on the fucking field. We learned that this season.
He gonna throw because nobody catch you. I know. He gonna throw a 70-yard pass, run down there and catch you.
Nobody expected the Bills to be where they are right now before the season started. They said, "Oh, you traded all his help away." What did he do? Go out there and ball and got the better record than Lamar with all that better team and all that better everything. When you got a weak pass defense like that,
ass division. Who do the Bills play every week, bro? Stop it, man.
The Bills beat the Chiefs, didn't they? Did the
Not
Bills beat
scared.
the Chiefs?
Yeah, that's a
And
regular season game they won.
and the Ravens lost to the Chiefs, right?
Man, we're not gonna go by that because he had a half a toe out of bounds and they called it
Oh
for a
man,
touchdown.
man, man,
Because all I'm dealing with is data. I don't give a damn about neither one of these quarterbacks. I don't give a damn about the team. I don't give a damn about the coaches. All I care about is five-star cashing that money. What I always do on football. That's all I care about.
Hey, you know
Ravens.
what I hear? I'm so smart.
Yeah.
I'm so smart. I'm going with
No,
Lamar.
that's I'm so smart when you thinking you're hoping that something happened. Going by
Oh,
data and by what I see, if I see football and see that this team has been dominant and the numbers go with it, that's the
the
best
numbers
bet
don't
I
go
can
with it.
make. I can live with that. I can live with losing that bet.
Okay, let's talk about this. This is my guy who looks at the market every game.
Mhm.
Who's everybody betting right now?
Oh, I don't care about that, bro, on this
Oh,
game. Because
okay. Now we
this is
don't care.
a win or go home game. So that don't matter.
Now we
That
don't
shit don't
care.
matter in this game. This a win or go home. Everybody playing for legacies and for stuff like that. It don't matter who you bet on. Bet on whoever the hell you want to. But I know what I am gonna bet on this one and on every game is football. I look at the market, but the market don't determine whether I play or not. What it does is if they're going against what I like is football, then yeah, it's a super go. I'm gonna smash it. I'm gonna put a lot on it. But now if I got the public riding with me, because now it might get a little dingy. But this the
You got the
playoffs.
public riding with you. I'll let you
You
know
know,
right
I
now.
don't care if they 80%. I'm not betting on against not in this game. Now,
Hey,
if it was
they said
anybody else, I think the Baltimore team is better than them, bro. I think they're just a better team than them. That's just what I believe.
I'm gonna ask you a question. Be straight up, be for real. Before the
Okay.
season started, did you think the Bills would have the record that they had right now?
Go look at my show. And ask Spread what I said. I said the Bills are going to win the AFC East again. And I said Josh Allen is going to play well because now he doesn't have to worry about Stephon Diggs in his ear saying throw him the ball. He could just play football. I know football, bro.
Hey, I'm
Stop
gonna
it. You
tell
know
you
I know football. I
another
know
thing. You
football,
do, you
bro.
do.
Yeah.
Emotions. I'm seeing it in the chat, and I hear you. I think you betting with emotions on this one. I think it's just you really don't like Josh Allen so much,
How when
and
I was the first person who ever tweeted about Josh Allen?
that don't mean you like him forever. That don't mean you like him more than
Bro,
Lamar.
I like money. My wife and I are about to go spend a bunch of money for her birthday. You think I'm finna go give away some money? Just because I don't like a dude?
Hey, you got 3 picks that sound pretty good. It's okay if you go 3-1. You still.
Nah. Now that you said that, my biggest bet is Baltimore. I'm
Hey,
going to
you're not
drop
going.
another 10K on them.
Don't.
Baltimore.
You're not going to watch this one at the West Side, man. No, you're not going to want to watch it at the
Oh,
West
I'm
Side.
definitely going to there. All the Buffalo fans and racists is gonna be in there happy as hell trying to go against Lamar. I can't wait to fall up in that joint.
Oh, hey,
I already got me a purple mirror shirt with number 22 on it. You ain't know nothing about that, huh? The Derrick Henry Amiri shirt. Yeah, I'm gonna wear
oh
that one on
man,
Sunday up in there.
I'm gonna have to go get me a 17, man, because it's go time this weekend, man. We
Yeah,
gonna
man.
see.
Now on the cool, bro. I got much love for Josh Allen. I got much love for Justin Herbert. All those guys. What I don't like is the way that they're covered. I don't like when people give you use one guy because maybe you don't identify with him or like him, so you cover him one way, and then one guy you look at is like your nephew or your little cousin or your brother, and you see him and see yourself, and you writing all this bullshit all week. Man, everybody been making excuses for Justin Herbert still. They're like, I'm 14 to 30. If Lamar goes 14 to 32 this week for 4 interceptions, bro, you think somebody gonna be saying it's the coaching? This is his first year with real coaching.
Now I agree with you with that. With that point, everybody's not covered the same. I agree,
They don't cover
100%.
people the same, bro. Josh Allen is a spectacular physical specimen. He's reined in his throwing. James Cook is the key to that offense why they're looking really good this year because he makes it now where he got a running game. Before that, Josh didn't have a running game. So everything was about him having to throw every play. This year, their formula to success has been running the ball with Cook. Look at the type of game James Cook had against Kansas City. So I think that people are going to see how important the run game and the trenches are in this game. And I think that when it comes to the trenches, the Baltimore Ravens are bullies on both sides of the ball in the trenches. And that's the thing that I, worry about for the Buffalo backers on this one is how the hell are you going to get off the field? I want to know how the hell they're going to get off the field. If
I'm
they
gonna
can get
compare it
off
to this. I heard that before last year, and it was a different team, granted, and they should have been able to run all over, run all over,
Derrick Henry
but
was
they
not.
didn't. I know, I get it, but it's still facing a soft run defense where they could have just ran all over them, and they didn't even attempt to. They tried to beat them through the air because they
The,
want to prove a point. This is
the,
another
league,
game where you want to prove a point.
the league messed up when they let Derrick Henry go over there with Lamar. And the reason why is because any running back, all those bums he had before had 1,000-yard seasons because the pressure Lamar can put on a defense from running RPOs and putting it in their gut and getting to that end is completely different than any quarterback in the league because they know if he gets on the end, if he turns up and opens up, it's over with. You can't catch him. He's too fast. He's one of the fastest guys to ever play the position, right up there with Mike Vick. He might be faster than Mike Vick. I think Vick a little bit quicker, but straight out speed, I think Lamar is faster than Mike Vick. This opens up big lanes, bro, where if you want to let Lamar keep it and live with that, then do that. And then stuff the middle and you guys just live with him going around the end for 8 yards, 15 yards, 10 yards and moving the chains. If not, and they say, okay, we got to play this sound and regular, respect Lamar, it's nothing no defense in the whole league can do to stop Derrick Henry to get to the second level now. And on the second level, I've yet to see a linebacker, safety, or corner stop him from getting 20 yards. Derrick Henry's also coming in here. He's a different running back. He's not one of those running backs who just, I'm out here playing. He one of them dudes that's like, give me the ball, coach. I'm about to win this shit. Derrick Henry's been doing this since high school, bro. So you can expect the best of him in this game. Not just Lamar and the rest of the team. Derrick Henry's going to have it on his mind because he's 30 now and he's running out of time to win a Super Bowl. And he wants a Super Bowl. So good luck, Mike Milano. Think you going to step in the hole and stop Derrick Henry. When your ass get throughout the stadium, when he stiff arm his ass to the sidelines, you remember that.
Man, you gonna be treating me like them other people up in Westgate on Sunday.
Man,
You
I'm
gonna say,
in my suite watching the game in peace with my wife next to me in the
yeah,
bed. And
don't
after
come,
it's
don't
over,
come,
I'm
don't
going to have
come.
my phone muted. After it's over, I'm going to show up laughing. Talk about you want to smoke one?
Hey, we go see, man. We go see. Good
Man,
debate.
this game right here is basically about to tear America in half. It's all of the Lamar haters and all the Josh Allen lovers. And what I like the most is all the bettors like the Bills.
No, they don't.
I haven't found one guy who I've talked to who liked the Ravens but me.
I got three different ways to look. One that is a paid, it's for real, looking at money and ticket counts. Everything says people are betting Baltimore. Doesn't say Buffalo.
Okay. Well, they're smart people. The public been kicking ass all year. They're getting a little smarter in football than we are.
Well, I'll say like this. I personally have a money line bet with a friend because he's just such a Lamar lover. We got to put something on it.
I remember the homie I met.
Him too. I got a couple of them. Yeah. Wham Bam, my guy G5. I'm taking all that money. But my official bet is this is the other side of the teaser. I got Bills up to plus 7.5. So
okay. So you got Bills 7.5 in Kansas City.
1.5.
1.5. Yeah. Looks pretty good. But oh man, we're gonna see, man. Everything about how they call the game, man. If they let the boys play, I just don't see how in the hell it's any way that they beat them. But we'll see. And then you remember one of Lamar's most embarrassing performances in the playoffs came right there in Buffalo. They only scored 3 points. I'm telling you, he has him and Derrick Henry on GOAT going to be on GOAT this game. They're going to be on GOAT. I'm telling you. And Buffalo don't have the defense they used to have, bro. Their defensive backfield is trash. DeMar Hamlin, their best player. on defense in the defensive backfield. Like, I mean, Sean McDermott is cool, but I don't know, man.
Here's
We'll
what I'm
see
gonna do.
though. Yeah, I'm
Here's what I'm
glad
gonna
that
do.
this is the coup de grace. It's gonna be the Sunday night game. As I said, I'll be laying up in my suite, and I'll talk to you after the game.
Yeah, you my boy. Your wife is amazing. I
Yeah,
hope she has a wonderful birthday. And
yeah.
I'm not even gonna hit you up after the game. I'm gonna wait till Monday. I'm gonna wait till we talk next week. Her birthday
I'm
Monday, so I'm
hitting
gonna wait
your
till
ass as
Tuesday.
soon as the game over with. 0-0-0. I'm gonna see that shot sprang out. When I text you that shot sprang out, you already know
Oh,
what it
man.
was.
Hey,
It's
it's
too
gonna be a
much
good
hate on
time.
Lamar, man. He's too good, bro. It's his time, man. He's gonna step up this game, bro. I honestly believe if the Ravens win this game, they go to the Super Bowl. I think they're gonna manhandle Kansas City if they play them.
I ain't gonna
They've been
never
waiting
deny
on
it.
Kansas City. They cannot overlook
Wait,
the
wait, wait,
Bills.
wait, 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 wait. The Ravens gonna manhandle Kansas City. Is that what I heard?
I think they're gonna beat them this year, man. I
I've heard
do.
enough. I've heard enough.
They beat them this year, man.
I've heard enough.
Beat them. Man, how much money I made on Kansas City? How much money have I made on Kansas City, Skee?
Hey, now you cutting up, man. You done
But
made
think
that
about
money, but
this,
you cutting
Skee.
up now.
When have we had a three-peat Super Bowl champion, Skee?
Hey, they don't got a three-peat just to win the AFC.
They're gonna have to win the Super Bowl. If they get to the Super Bowl, whoever come out the AFC gonna be like 5-point favorites unless it's Detroit. If they play Detroit, it'll probably be 3.5. They still gonna be favored. It don't matter who come out the AFC. They're gonna be favored to win the game.
Well, money always good on Mahomes around these parts, man. So
Yeah. It's
well,
supposed to be until he say something different, until he do
yeah.
something different. But I really think that I've been saying this like most of the year. I think the Ravens, after I saw them maybe through like week 8, they had some letdowns in big games. I mean, in trash games like the Raiders and stuff like that. But they looked really good in all their big games, and including the first game of the year against the Chiefs. That was just a really good game. I think that all these teams are good, man. Baltimore's good, Buffalo's good, Kansas City's good, the Eagles are good. Who else is up? Detroit is good. We got some good teams left in it, so it's going to be really interesting. You know, we all just at the end of the day just trying to prognosticate and look into our crystal balls. But I've been pretty good. Sometimes they think that I'm a psychic, so we'll
All right, that was a good discussion. We
national
got through
championship
all four
game.
games.
We got that on Monday.
Oh, I didn't know you wanted to talk no college football. We
National
could definitely
championship
do it.
coming up.
We could definitely do it.
All
Ohio
the money
State,
on Notre
Notre
Dame,
Dame.
Skee.
Hold on. Go ahead. While I try to do the banner, go for
Oh,
it.
well, only thing that I have to say on that is I just be careful going against Marcus Freeman. He almost took Ohio State out when they played them a couple years ago. And Ohio State at that time had a better quarterback, in my opinion, with Kyle McCord than they do right now with Will Howard. One thing about Notre Dame, they do have great receivers. Now it comes down on whether Riley Leonard can get him the ball. Riley Leonard plays a lot like Josh Allen did in college, where he doesn't see the field really well, but he's a really good athlete. You know, he's really fast, really strong, a lot of determination. So we need him to make some of those Josh Allen type plays that you're looking for on Sunday to keep us within the number, because uh, Notre Dame does not have the talent that Ohio State has, but they do have the bravado that they have. And I think that they have also a coach who's going to be able to put them in a position to play well. Another thing to look at, Ohio State goals as its pass game goes. Last week, it was a struggle against Texas, and Texas could have very easily covered the first half, covered the game, and won. But, man, they missed the details. That's the problem with Shark.
Yours just ass.
Yeah, bro, he does ass stuff. Like, everything was set up for them to be successful in this game. They took out Jeremiah Smith and all that stuff, man, and it ended up where they just did Texas type stuff. I don't think Notre Dame does that. So I wouldn't be surprised if this game goes to overtime. I actually like that as a bet. I think it's stupid numbers, like plus 2,000, plus 3,000. You got two of the biggest brands in college football. You know, like these are the two really like blue blood to this sport. So I would not be surprised if we get an overtime 20-20 game and it goes over the total by going into overtime. One of those type of situations where it was a slugfest the whole game. First half went under, then the second half they start scoring and answering back and forth, and we get to OT. But I do think Notre Dame can keep it within that 8, man. I did take it already, simply based on the fact of Marcus Freeman, Riley Leonard's guts. Will Howard, I think, is a pussy, so I'm not really just believing in him like that. I think that he's more hype. You see, like, he's the type of dude that he want to celebrate throwing a screen pass. Man, shut up and go to the sideline. I don't like that dude at all, man. Like, and then when something bad happens, he's looking all on the sideline with his shoulders down, right? So I don't think much of Will Howard, Skee. So I really like Notre Dame on this game, and I also think Notre Dame's defensive backfield will be able to play with Ohio State's really great receivers.
All right, good stuff from 5 Star. I don't have anything to say about that. I would just roll with him.
Yeah, I see
And
Monday we'll link up for sure on that one and go watch that one, because I just had some points and probably a little smaller bet on and just more jump in live and enjoy. So I'll be over there for that one for sure.
sounds like a plan. All right, man. We move it over to best bets, and like I always ask you, is there anything you would like to promote? And then, you usually like to do a recap or best bet, whatever, however you want to do. Just please don't put that extra on Baltimore.
Don't add the Ravens. Nah, man, we're gonna just do it like this. You guys go to www.thewagerworld.com. It's almost finished, man. I got a couple more items to throw in the store. You guys will see it visible, but if you won't be able to order any of the merchandise and stuff like that until next week. But everything's coming along. I appreciate you guys supporting that. And also subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already, to the Wagering World. Always good to be on here with Skee. I took on the first game. I'm thinking more defense on this one. On Houston game, let's go with some props, man. That's the thing that I'm most strong on that game. And one of them is going to be with the safety, as I spoke about, for the Texans going over on his tackles. And put tackles plus assists, guys. Make sure that you put tackles plus assists. It's not just the tackles, because the tackles, I think, is maybe like 5.5. His over 6.5 tackles plus assists for Eric Murray. So take that one. I also Will Anderson to get a sack at -117. I also like Xavier Hutchinson to have at least 2 receptions. That's over 1.5 at a really good number. I think +120. And then over 1.5 field goals for both kickers, Fairburn and for Booker. Not as much a play on the side, but I do lean the Texans. Commanders game, I do like Commanders +10. Commanders, man, they've been really good. They're 8-3 in one-score games. I think they find a way to keep it close because Dan Quinn knows what he's doing. Rams and Eagles, I don't have a play on the side, but I do like Kyron Williams to continue to score. When they get near the goal line, they're looking for him. So Kyron Williams to score a touchdown. Ravens and Bills, where I spoke about it. Skee's on the Bills. I think the Ravens get it done. I think the Ravens are the best team in the NFL currently. And then Monday, we're going with Notre Dame plus the points, man. I got it at 9. It's down to 8 points. I just really like the way Marcus Freeman has that team ready to play. I think he has put confidence into that team. I think they're playing with a lot of bravado and a lot of swag. And I also like the way that he has them ready to play defensively with his scheme. So give me the points with Notre Dame.
Good stuff, my guy. 5 Star. For myself, only thing I bet so far, like I said, is that Chiefs 1.5 and Bills 7.5 teaser. I do think even Josh Allen carries could be worth a look. I like that CJ carries we talked about earlier. Those are other ways I'll try to get there. And that Fairburn, I mean, that's been good money, that 5 Star set as well. So a lot of good ways to look. Shout out my guy Ragu in the chat too. I see you there. You always do great work and very knowledgeable in football too. 5 Star, appreciate you taking the time to come cap these games with us. I'll get with you after, we'll link up. Chat. Appreciate y'all tuning in. I'm gonna be live right after this, hopping right over with Wham Bam, Babano, and Dutch. We'll break down that NBA card, see if we can find y'all some more money. So I'll catch y'all over there.
Peace.